Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we have some intriguing stories lined up for you. First, European companies in southern China are facing a challenging time with declining revenues and difficulties in attracting international talent. This has led to the region having the lowest confidence among European firms in the country. Analysts are pointing to shifts in production capacity and Hong Kong's diminishing role in re-exports as key factors behind this downturn. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the survey findings and what this means for the future of business in South China. Next up, we explore the world of juice cleanses. While the 3-day detox might be losing its appeal, experts still see value in juicing as part of a balanced wellness routine. However, they caution that it's not for everyone due to the high sugar content in some juices. We'll break down the benefits and potential pitfalls of incorporating juices into your diet so you can make an informed decision about your health. Finally, we turn to the streets of Hong Kong where taxi drivers have taken matters into their own hands against Uber. By posing as passengers and calling the police on Uber drivers, these cabbies hope to curb illegal ride-hailing services. However, this strategy has backfired, drawing public criticism for their tactics and highlighting ongoing issues within the taxi industry. We'll discuss the implications of this conflict and what it means for the future of ride-sharing in Hong Kong. Please stay tuned for the detailed content. South China Morning Post. Sentiment among European companies in southern China has plummeted more than in any other region of the country, as revealed by a recent survey conducted by the European Union Chamber of Commerce in China and consulting firm Roland Berger. The survey highlighted that nearly 40% of respondents in southern China reported significant revenue declines for 2023, with 17% experiencing a decrease of over 20%. This decline is attributed to shifts in production capacity to other parts of China and Southeast Asia, and the diminishing role of Hong Kong in re-exports. Additionally, over half of the firms in southern China face challenges in attracting and retaining international talent, and 36% did not benefit from the Greater Bay Area Plan. Local governments have attempted to mitigate these issues with policies like visa-free travel, but businesses still struggle with regulatory burdens, market expansions, and dividend transfers. The economic slowdown in China, coupled with global uncertainties, remains a primary concern for these enterprises. South China Morning Post. Amid U.S.-China tensions and a market downturn that has lowered valuations, global investors are showing increased interest in China's secondary private equity market. Industry experts like Frederick Azamard of TR Capital note that secondary investments offer diversified and seasoned exposure to Asia, providing higher and faster liquidity turnover. Despite a 28% drop in transaction volume last year, the market has seen long-term growth. Investors, including sovereign wealth funds and insurance companies, view secondary investments as a viable way to participate in Asia's growth, especially when primary investments are challenging. Sectors such as healthcare, logistics, and technology are particularly attractive. Troubled Chinese property developers are also looking to offload private equity and venture capital assets, adding to the market's opportunities. While the secondary market provides a longer runway for assets that can't list or make trade sales, the overall exit environment remains challenging due to macroeconomic conditions and underperforming IPO markets. South China Morning Post. Juice cleanses, once the epitome of detoxing, have seen a decline in popularity but still hold a place in many wellness routines. Experts like Dr. Varasara Rudravaneja warn that while juice cleanses can seem safe, they are not suitable for everyone, particularly those at high risk of eating disorders or with low energy levels. Juices can be high in sugar, making them unsuitable for individuals managing blood sugar levels or chronic kidney disease. Dr. Marian Alonso from the farm in San Benito advocates for medically supervised juicing, emphasizing moderation and listening to one's body. While long-term unsupervised cleanses are discouraged, incorporating juicing can offer health benefits like better nutrient absorption and increased gut bacteria. The key is to use high-quality, organic ingredients and maintain a balanced ratio of vegetables to fruits. Although juice cleanses can aid in short-term weight loss, they are not a substitute for a balanced diet and regular physical activity. South China Morning Post: bands of intense thundery showers have significantly impacted Lantau Island and the New Territories in Hong Kong, prompting the city's weather forecaster to issue an amber rainstorm warning early Sunday morning. By 8:40 a.m., over 30 millimeters of rainfall had been recorded in these areas, and the Hong Kong Observatory was considering upgrading the signal to a red rainstorm warning. Despite the heavy showers, the weather outlook for the Dragon Boat Festival on Monday remained sunny and hot. The city was under the influence of a trough of low pressure, leading to lingering showers throughout the day. The observatory advised the public to stay alert and avoid outdoor water activities. CNN: vigilante taxi drivers in Hong Kong have taken matters into their own hands to combat illegal Uber drivers, resulting in a series of undercover sting operations. These taxi drivers, frustrated by the government's failure to regulate Uber, have been capturing these encounters on video and handing over the Uber drivers to the police. However, this vigilantism has backfired, with the public criticizing taxi drivers for poor service, arbitrary charges, and ride refusals. The backlash has been so intense that Hong Kong leader John Lee called for calm and urged taxi drivers to avoid such acts. Despite the controversy, Uber remains technically illegal in Hong Kong but continues to thrive due to the government's ambiguous stance. Taxi drivers argue that Uber's operations without proper licenses and the high costs of taxi permits and insurance put them at a disadvantage. The city's transport authority is expected to unveil a study on online ride-hailing services, aiming to find a balanced approach to regulate both traditional cabs and gig economy drivers. South China Morning Post: sitting in his Dubai apartment, Wilson Low reflects on his life in Hong Kong, where he was once a passionate participant in the 2019 protests. These demonstrations, sparked by a now withdrawn extradition bill, saw over 1 million residents take to the streets, resulting in more than 10,000 arrests. With the imposition of the national security law in 2020, Hong Kong's political landscape transformed drastically. Many protest leaders are now either imprisoned or in exile, and public demonstrations have all but vanished. Low, like many of his peers, has relocated abroad, disillusioned by the city's loss of its rebellious spirit and the overwhelming sense of helplessness. Academics and former officials argue for reconciliation and support for young protesters to help them reintegrate into society, but the government remains focused on maintaining order and deterring dissent. South China Morning Post: the use of racial terms in Asia has a long and complex history, reflecting deep-seated prejudices and social hierarchies. Terms like Guilo, ghost man, for Europeans in Hong Kong, and Japyung, mixed species, for Eurasians highlight the casual racism embedded in everyday language. These labels, while often normalized, carry significant emotional weight and perpetuate divisions. In colonial contexts, mixed-race individuals often faced derogatory labels, with terms like half-caste in India and Totok in the Dutch East Indies revealing the social stigmas attached to racial mixing. The persistence of these terms underscores the need for greater awareness and sensitivity in addressing historical and contemporary racial issues. SCMP opinion: balancing conservation and development is a perennial challenge for Hong Kong, exemplified by the proposal to create an ecotourism corridor in South Lantau. This project aims to boost environmental awareness and the local economy through new facilities like beach campsites, a water sports center, and an ecology education center. However, conservationists are concerned about the potential environmental impact, particularly with the expected increase in daily visitors. the government suggests crowd control measures and private sector involvement to mitigate these effects, but ensuring adherence to environmental standards is crucial. Public consultation is ongoing, offering a chance to develop a plan that maximizes South Lantau's potential without compromising its natural beauty. South China Morning Post. On the southern flank of Hong Kong Island, a small fleet of wooden, ancient-looking ferries navigates through a mix of sampans, yachts, and fishing vessels from early morning until late at night. The ride, costing just $2 HK.50, offers a brief yet charming journey through Aberdeen Harbour, the original Hong Kong. This quirky transport option became a mild obsession for the writer, who had lived in Hong Kong for over 12 years. With international travel near impossible due to COVID-19, the writer discovered the Hong Kong Transport Department's list of officially licensed ferry and Kaido services that mostly serviced remote routes. This led to a mission to take every ferry and Kaido on that list, exploring Hong Kong's varied transport options and its rich history of water transport. The Star Ferry, dating back to 1880, is a key part of this history, connecting Hong Kong Island to the Kowloon Peninsula. Despite the development of roads, tunnels, and railways, a significant network of sea-based routes remains, linking otherwise hard-to-reach locations and offering a unique way to explore Hong Kong's multidimensional charm. South China Morning Post. Slicing their oars through the dark green waters of a Hong Kong river, the Darkness Fighters, a dragon boat team of visually impaired rowers, paddle in unison as their coach yells instructions. Founded in 2018, the team pairs visually impaired people with sighted volunteers to compete in the annual Dragon Boat Festival. Samrid Wongchon, a 62-year-old blind team member, emphasizes the importance of unity and attentiveness in their training. Unlike sighted rowers, the Darkness Fighters rely heavily on their sense of hearing. Safety is a key concern, and tasks like getting in and out of boats must be handled with care. With around 50 members, many retirees, the team trains on the Xingmen River. Dragon boat racing, originating in ancient China, is both a physically taxing sport and a celebration of tradition in Hong Kong. Coach Yung Chi-hua, a firefighter, teaches or movements by holding the rower's hands, emphasizing the need for precise coordination. Winning isn't the primary goal, the team aims to encourage the visually impaired to engage in group sports and build confidence. For members like Kitty Lau, who lost her eyesight 2 years ago, the team offers a sense of community and purpose. South China Morning Post. Gordon Liu Chia-hui, born Sing Kam-hae, is one of Hong Kong's most beloved martial arts stars, famous for his role as the bald monk San Te in the 1978 classic The 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Despite suffering a stroke in 2011 that left him partially paralyzed, Liu remains a living legend. His parents initially opposed his interest in Kung Fu, fearing it would lead to fights, but Liu was determined. At age 10, he secretly attended Lao Cham's martial arts school, studying the Southern Fist style of Hung Gar. Liu's Sifu, Lao Cham, was the father of Lau Kar Leung, a legendary martial arts choreographer who later helped Liu break into the film industry. Despite initial struggles, Liu's career took off with roles in films like Dirty Ho and Heroes of the East. Known for his commitment to martial arts, Liu values the spiritual and ethical aspects of Kung Fu. He also enjoyed working with Quentin Tarantino on Kill Bill, where he played Johnny Mo and Pai Mei, appreciating Tarantino's desire for authentic 1970s-style martial arts action. The Sydney Morning Herald reports on the remarkable career of Jeremy Herder, who is retiring after 65 years as a diplomat. Herder's journey began in 1959, and despite an initial retirement in 1996, he returned to work on the history of Australian diplomacy, contributing for another 28 years. His career spanned 9 postings across the globe, from Laos during the Vietnam War to Zimbabwe during its early independence. Herder's experiences include working with influential figures like Robert Mugabe and Alexander Downer. Known for his calm demeanor and dedication, Herter's legacy is celebrated by colleagues and Foreign Minister Penny Wong, who praised his distinguished public service. The Sydney Morning Herald also highlights the financial woes of the exclusive Brethren's leading family as they sell their luxury Durrell estate. Gareth Hales, son of the Sex Global leader, purchased the property for $9.5 million in 2022 but is expected to incur a loss. The estate, featuring opulent amenities like a marble foyer and floodlit tennis court, reflects a departure from the Sex traditionally humble lifestyle. Meanwhile, Sydney's new tower, One Sydney Harbour, reveals a slew of wealthy buyers, including Chinese smartphone distributor Alex Chow Duan and Indonesian billionaire family Kuzuma. The building has attracted a mix of mining bosses, investment managers, and international business moguls, showcasing the diverse and affluent clientele investing in Sydney's luxury real estate market. The Telegraph delves into the evolving landscape of fame through the lens of Madame Tussauds. The Wax Museum, which opened 250 years ago, grapples with the fleeting nature of modern celebrity. Figures like Ollie Alexander, despite his achievements, struggle to captivate visitors in an era saturated with celebrities. The museum continually updates its roster, recently adding figures like Doctor Who's Ncuti Gatwa and Timothée Chalamet. However, visitor numbers have declined since the pandemic, reflecting broader trends in London's attractions. Art historian Leslie Primo notes that today's celebrities often lack the enduring recognition of historical figures, posing challenges for Tussauds. Despite this, the royal section remains a consistent draw, underscoring the enduring public fascination with monarchy. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.